And welcome to another St. Louis 7, following an episode on OT with Oliver. This one with one of my all-time favorites, Phil Bradley for the Missouri Tigers. If you want to hear the podcast, go to OT with Oliver, wherever you get your podcasts. First question we ask a lot of people, we're going to call this a Columbia 7 as opposed to a St. Louis 7. You went to Macomb High School. Was that the name of the high school?
That was the name of the high school.
And what do we remember?
We were the Bombers. We had good athletics there. You know, we didn't ever have any state champions, but we had good athletics there.
I'm going old school with Missouri, not Mizzou. Your thoughts on Missouri versus Mizzou?
I'm not a fan of Mizzou. I know they're gonna say you're an old fogey, which is fine. You know, I went to the University of Missouri. I thought, at least when I was at the University of Missouri, whenever you said the University of Missouri, it commanded respect around the country.
1978, you beat Nebraska. You come back home. Where do you go to celebrate?
I went home because it was the last game of the year, and whenever it was the last game of the year, I went straight home, back to Macomb.
1985 All-Star Game. We talked about this in the podcast. Do you have a favorite memory?
No, just being part of that team, you know, because I struck out in the game. I didn't play much in the game. Just remember walking into the clubhouse and just being in awe of all the great players that were in the clubhouse.
What's it like to beat Nebraska? What's it like to beat Notre Dame in South Bend?
You know, that was a lot of fun. Just playing in Notre Dame to start with, but to beat Notre Dame was, it was a lot of fun.
What's it like to play in front of 75,000 fans in Columbia?
It was the reason that I went there. It was probably one of the three reasons I went there. Is I knew that the football team was going to have a lot of support.
This might not have happened to you. It's a random thought. Ever have somebody come up to you, like a friend of a friend, and say, "Hey, are you the Phil Bradley guy that I was watching on YouTube yesterday?"
No, I haven't had that happen yet. No.
Nowadays, you're working with the Major League Baseball. We talked about it in the podcast, not the association, but you're working as an affiliate with them. Can you explain that?
No, I still work for the Major League Baseball Players Association, but what I do is we're branching out internationally in particular, and I'm kind of my job leans more toward the international part of when the Major League Baseball players participate internationally.
Unfair question as we wrap it up, Phil. What are you most proud of when it comes to your career at Missouri?
I think leaving being all-time Big 8 total offense leader and quarterback in 3 bowl teams and being the awarded the best offensive player in the conference 3 years in a row. Well, yeah.
That's 3 more than me, Phil. Enjoyed it. Stay healthy, stay good.
Yeah. Thanks for talking. Thanks for having me.